Welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli and the Mystery Face House. It's developing, it's coming together. I can't wait for that moment. It may be many months ahead of us where that mystery is going to be resolved and we can give a name to this beautiful face up here. But what happened here at the Mystery Face House? Well, let's see it. Enjoy the video. Now work here, it's continuing, although a lot of the things have been adjusted inside, but really these roof terraces here in Salento, sometimes if people want to use them, they do have a little bit of an issue because of the way the star-shaped ceilings are built. You have these bumps or these humps on their roofs. And many people say, oh, what are these humps? What are these bumps that you find on the roofs? Well, that's because underneath you have a type of construction that was built in a way that the center of the star-shaped ceiling has a bump onto the roof terrace. So if you want to achieve a flat roof, then several things can be done. One of those definitely is not removing those bumps, because you'll be falling into the house and probably the whole entire ceiling could collapse. But what you could do, you could build a platform, or in some cases you can actually raise the floor above. And a lot of the guys are doing this today, because by doing that you can add insulation to the property. Of course, it is an incredible extra part of the work, but the achievement at the end, it's a house that is fully insulated and the roof over the house that you can utilize entirely. So what are we talking about? Well, here we're up on one of these roofs here that is actually having this process done, and so you could see the insulation that is getting applied. And here they're going for 2 layers of insulation, in some places 1, in some places 3, just to balance it all out. And that really offers all the insulation directly on top of the original floor of the ceiling. On top of that, this fine sand that gets put on. This is the traditional way of the slabs that were actually applied onto these roof terraces. If you lift them up, there was no sand and cement, there was not concrete. So really they had a bed of dry sand, and they would sit them on the sand, and then they would just close the in-between parts with lime and sand, and then insulate all the part around. This would allow for the expansion of the stone using lime rather than cement, so it wouldn't crack. And also it would allow for air to breathe from up or down, because these houses are made of stone. What you don't want to do, you don't want to turn them into a fish tank. No fish tanks. So you really need to make sure that you use materials where it's still breathing, and through that process really you get rid of the moisture and the house actually stays healthy. And that's exactly what's happening here. This is a very, very large roof terrace that needs to be done, and in doing this process, actually it's beautiful because we're bringing the floor of the roof terrace all to one level. The advantage of doing this is that if you have as well different levels within the roof terrace, you may be able to use this process to actually level it all without creating a step. So great work. Hard work. This is the sort of work that a lot of people potentially don't like doing, but also the time of the year. It is a perfect time of the year. Temperatures 23, 24, 25 degrees, so not 30, 35, 40. So you can work outside in the open, start early in the morning, finish around about 4, and workers can work without getting fried up actually by the Salento sun. Thank you for watching my videos, but if you haven't become a subscriber yet, press the subscribe button, leave a comment. We always appreciate your comments. Thank you. Incredible to see that that huge pile of rubble is now gone. A lot of the metal is being collected, and we know that it will get disposed properly. And at the moment, this incredible work is happening up on the roof terrace. So let's go and see exactly what's happening up there. Well, before we go upstairs, let's meet the mystery face. Every tradesman, craftsman that has been up on this site, the first thing they say, what is that? You know, every property's got some rare elements, and this is definitely one of those in this particular property. So, well, mystery face it is, but let's see what's going on up on this roof, because this has been one of the most challenging parts of this part of the construction. So, what are we doing here? Well, one of the challenges was these were two separate roofs, and we really needed to bring it all into one roof. But also we had the bumps or the humps from the star-shaped ceiling. So we wanted a roof that could be flat and used all over. And in doing this process, we've taken the opportunity to insulate the roof terrace. So the insulation is getting fitted. And then the sand. Week 2 into this, and we're starting to see some amazing results. Oh, are you still there? That means that you are enjoying our videos. Thank you very much for following the channel. Did you know that every Friday we issue a video called Thank God It's Friday, and you can sit if you join our membership. Do that, and I'll see you every Friday. So you may want to have a beautiful table there, having people out. So it's just a great way now to utilize the full size of the space. Absolutely stunning. We are at the house of the mystery faces. Yeah, new series on YouTube. Mystery faces, yes, because crazy. 2 keystone holes in the top of a ceiling with the representation of a face, upstairs of a man and downstairs of a woman. Very rare sight. So you may see me or hear me saying this over and over, and you see it. It's all covered with many, many layers of paint, but such a rare find. So I can't wait really to clean them up and gently remove everything that it's been deposited on it. But in the meantime, we've been working on this extraordinary roof terrace, taking away all bumps and humps and... Buongiorno maestro! Buongiorno. Wow.
Adesso quanto conchi la so?
Quanti?
Quanto conchi ci sono?
Buongiorno maestro! Incredible how things do transform. We are at the mystery phase, and I must say, after about 3 weeks of solid work and a roof terrace that looked in desperate need of some changes for several reasons. First of all, the 2 roof terraces were not connected. There were 2 separate properties. Maybe once upon a time they were connected. So by taking this wall, but by leaving a little bit of a wall, which it does offer some privacy and maybe in the future will add to something, by leaving a little bit of piece of this wall and opening this, we've created a really large opening space. Also, the water is being routed now to go to 2 different locations, and rather than the front like before, it goes off onto the side. The angle is perfect. You know, when you do get a lot of water, you really need to have a good angle for the water to travel and to get to the exit as quickly as possible. So the angle is being given to allow the water to be away from the point of entrance into the house, down here, and then discharged onto the 2 sides. Now, this has been a very large project, bringing this into the state that it is today. Now, it's amazing when you sit and it's done and you think, wow, that was easy, that was done. But I can tell you that this was like 3 months of planning and trying to understand and find the best possible way of doing it, by also offering an incredible amount of insulation to the building, because as a result of leveling this, a huge amount of insulation has gone underneath this floor, and also using the natural stone that is used here in Salento. So it means that you have a floor and a roof terrace that is in line with the area as well. Then everything else is going to come into shape, the side of the walls, and making it very magical. This little storage area as well has been slabbed, and it's great to have a little storage area on the roof terrace. You may have some nice furniture, and when it gets to the end of the season you may want to have an area where you can hide everything away and you can leave things. And while we're going through the project, we're now thinking, okay, where are we going to put the machines? And we thought, well, that's a nice spot to put the machine away from everything else. They can be screened off, where we like to think of this roof terrace here as the VIP. I wonder if you're going to get invited. How was that? So much work, so much rubble, so much engineering, so much thinking, planning, in order to make sure that things do happen. And there is a lot more that doesn't get seen. There are so many details, so much planning and thinking, and just arranging and changing those little details, and especially when you are on the other side of the world. But even if you are here, having somebody that helps you through and guides you through, it's a massive plus. So I hope you've enjoyed this video at Casa with a mystery face, and I can't wait really to see the project developing and moving on. So I'm sure you've enjoyed it. Put a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't done it yet, the Thank God It's Friday will give you the opportunity to see what happens on a daily basis here in Salento. Until the next video, do the most important thing, which is stay safe wherever you are.